here's the emerging scientific evidence that the universe was specifically and intentionally designed for life. This is becoming nearly irrefutable. Here's the gist of the argument from four experts. First, this guy Francis Collins, and you might recognize this name. He's former director of the NIH, scientist, was on TV a lot during COVID. And Collins says this, says there are 15 constants that have precise values. If any one of those constants was off by 1 part in a million, or in some cases 1 part in a million, matter would not have been able to coalesce. There would have been no galaxy, no stars, no people. Now, what Collins is talking about here are constants like the strength of gravity, or the weight of an electron, or the expansion rate of the universe, or other kinds of heady stuff that's way beyond most of us. But these are the conditions for life to exist. And if any of them were different by the tiniest fraction, then science tells us that life would not exist anywhere. Okay, next expert, a guy named Paul Davies, internationally acclaimed physicist and cosmologist. Actually, this guy is so famous in the field that they named an asteroid after him. All right, so how'd you like that on your resume? That'd be pretty cool. Davies says this: scientists are slowly waking up to an inconvenient truth. The universe looks suspiciously like a fix. For 40 years, physicists and cosmologists have been quietly collecting examples of all too convenient coincidences that seem to be necessary in order for life, and hence conscious beings, to exist. Change any one of them, and the consequences would be lethal. Right? All too convenient coincidences. This is the same thing as Collins was talking about with those 15 constants. Next expert, Fred Hoyle, Cambridge University in England. This guy's the originator of the term Big Bang, so we're bringing out the real heavy hitters here for these quotes. Hoyle says that a common sense interpretation of the facts suggests that a super intellect has monkeyed with physics as well as chemistry and biology, and that there are no blind forces worth speaking about in nature. The numbers one calculates from the facts seem to me so overwhelming as to put this conclusion almost beyond question. That is, the conclusion that a super intellect is behind it all. And even Hoyle's more famous Cambridge colleague, physicist Stephen Hawking, which is a name some of you might be familiar with, a celebrated atheist, admitted this. So this is from Hawking. He says, the remarkable fact is that the values of these numbers, again, these constants that Collins was talking about, these all too convenient coincidences that Davies was talking about, the remarkable fact is the values of these numbers seem to have been finely adjusted to make possible the development of life. The point. The likelihood of this perfect storm of parameters coming together by chance is as close to zero as a number can get. I mean, far more reasonable, and there's that word again, the far more reasonable explanation is that it all came together by design. And a design requires a designer. Okay? Again, the official name for this is the fine-tuning argument because of how precisely fine-tuned the universe is for life to exist. Also called the argument from design. It's also connected to this theory of intelligent design. And yeah, the details of fine-tuning are really complex, but they're stunning. And the theory is getting plenty of traction in the scientific community.